Greetings and welcome to Educationally Speaking. I'm your host, Mark Edwards, Communications Specialist with Oakland Schools. It's been said that the only constant in life is change itself. That also holds true in the education world, as it is always evolving. Groundbreaking ideas, cutting-edge curriculum, innovative technologies, and that list goes on. As we head into a new school year, one variable remains constant. Education professionals are gearing up for the 2022-23 school year with the goal of serving every student, every day. In this episode of Educationally Speaking, I'm excited to be joined by Mr. Kenneth Gutman, Deputy Superintendent for Oakland Schools here in Oakland County, Michigan. Ken, thanks for joining us today. I look forward to discussing some of the current topics in education as we head into the new school year.
Thank you, Mark. It's great to be here, and of course, I always enjoy talking about education.
Yes, sir. So let's begin by laying some groundwork. You followed in the footsteps of your father. He dedicated his life to education, just as it is your life's work as well. Please begin by telling our listeners about your career, your pathway, and how he has inspired you.
Yeah, my father definitely inspired me, Mark. Thank you. I grew up the son of he was a high school principal and spent about the last 20 years of his career in central office, working with the superintendent and working with some district-wide responsibility. And I saw what a difference he made for staff and especially for students. That did have a huge impact on me. He's always been my hero, and it is an honor to follow in his footsteps. My career path is fairly traditional for an educator. I was a teacher, an assistant principal, an assistant superintendent of human resources. One year I was an assistant superintendent of human resource curriculum and instruction. And then for the last 14 years, I've been a district superintendent, the last 12 in Walled Lake Consolidated School District. So pretty traditional path.
It's a lot of hats to wear, as you know. Also, I understand that your two sons, they are in college and they're also going to be going into the family business of public education. I love to hear that, as we know that there's a shortage right now. So if we can get more young talent to aspire to be educators, talk to our listeners and fill them in on their journey.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I'm really proud of both of my sons. They are going into the family business, and I'm thrilled that they're going to be teachers. They grew up in a household of educators, and they obviously saw the joy that being in education brought us. My older son's currently working on his master's degree, and my younger son is in an undergrad. Both want to be music educators.
Love it.
And
music.
I did not contribute in any way to their music ability. And I'm biased. I know I'm biased, but they're really talented, and they're great educators. They'll be great educators, but they're really good people as well.
Absolutely. Well, you can't do it all. You can't wear all those hats that you mentioned earlier and be good at music. So let's hope that they take that to a whole nother level, and I wish them the best of luck. Was there anything else you wanted to add to that?
No, I'm just really proud of them. Thanks,
awesome.
Mark.
Yes, good young men coming up in education. You bring, as I mentioned, 30 years of experience. This has been your life's work. You've been a leader in many different roles, and now you're here at Oakland Schools. It's been about 30 days, so today's a new school year, and you're not the new kid, but you've been around and you're meeting everybody, new departments, new challenges. How has the transition been as your role of Deputy Superintendent here at Oakland Schools, and how has the onboarding been, and what do you look forward to the most in your work here?
You know, the more you mention 30 years, the older I feel. I appreciate that, Mark.
You look great.
That's very sweet. I appreciate you lying to me. I'm really grateful to the board here at Oakland Schools, to the superintendent, Dr. Wanda Cook-Robinson, to everyone here for the warm welcome. It's been a really smooth onboarding. Lots of opportunities to learn from people here, and I look forward to continuing to learn. I think what I look forward to most is fulfilling the Oakland Schools mission of every student, every day. Look forward to providing superior service and leadership for all of our districts in Oakland County. And to that end, I'm in the process right now of visiting each of our 28 districts, meeting with the superintendents, and also visiting the 4 technical centers. So it's really an exciting process to understand what it is we do here and how we provide exemplary service to our districts.
That's great work. A lot to learn, a lot of visits, obviously, and only so much time in the day, right? So as educators, our job a lot of the time is to troubleshoot, and I'm sure you'll be doing this as you work with superintendents across Oakland County. So what would you say are one or two of the key challenges facing education today, and some possible long-term solutions to those issues?
Yeah, thank you. Well, obviously, I'd be remiss in not mentioning school safety as a top priority in public education and private education. We have to make sure that our students and staff are safe, bottom line. It's a societal issue. It's not just a school issue, and we know that. But we have to do everything we can. And so we're looking forward to holding a school safety summit soon. We'll work with law enforcement, Sheriff Bouchard's office, superintendents from around the county to collaborate, to get on the same page, and to make sure we're doing everything we can to protect the people in our schools and within our communities. I mean, this is real. It affects children. And so I'm really concerned if we don't make sure we have a handle on this. Another key issue is teacher shortage. That's another very real issue.
Most definitely.
We know that there are a lot of reasons people aren't going into education right now. So how do we get good people to be in education? Enrollment in teacher preparation programs is down significantly by 2/3 in some places. And we do need to partner with local districts, with universities, with legislators and the MDE to collaborate on a multifaceted approach. This is not a short-term solution. We need to sustain this profession for a long time for the benefit of children.
Definitely. And going back to your point on safety, I mean, Maslow's theory, right? If you don't feel safe, you can't get anything else done. So I'm really looking
starts
forward.
there. It all starts there. We can go Maslow all day.
We can. And I hope if you're listening, if you're a college student, you're really thinking about education, because there is no better profession to help community and to help others. And so we really would love for you to jump in those teacher programs and see if this is the profession for you.
You know, one of the things that's really been powerful is a lot of districts, including my former district, are creating teacher cadet programs, showing students what there is to offer within education while they're still young, so they get a sense of it and perhaps end up going into that career.
Sounds great. Yeah, plant that seed early and see what happens. See what flourishes. I'd like to take a quick second to thank you and say hello to everyone listening on 89.5 WAHS, 89.3 Lakes FM, and radio.cmlf.org. Remember, you can download the Educationally Speaking podcast on Apple, Google, and Spotify. And as always, please follow Oakland Schools on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and now TikTok. Yes, we are on TikTok, so trying that out. If you've just joined us, our guest today is Mr. Kenneth Gutman, Deputy Superintendent for Oakland Schools. So I want to switch gears a little bit. The MDE has laid out Michigan's top 10 strategic education plan. You can go and Google Michigan's top 10 plan, and it'll come right up if you're listening and you're interested in that. With the goals of, and I'm going to read through these goals, but we're only going to have a little bit of time to touch on them. 1, expand early childhood learning opportunities. So important. 2, improve early literacy achievement. Speaking of early childhood, if you are a parent or guardian of a young child, our early childhood team works collaboratively with Oakland County schools, families, and communities to develop a systematic approach to support the development and academic achievement of all children from birth to kindergarten. If you or someone you know is interested in free preschool, call 1-844-456-5432, 1-844-456-5432. 5432. Sorry, I just want to get that in there because we may have some families that are interested in our early childhood programs. 3, and we will talk about this one, improve the health, safety, and wellness of all learners. You've already talked about safety, so we'll switch into those other 2 topics. 4, expand secondary learning opportunities for all learners. 5, increase the percentage of all students who graduate from high school. 6, increase the percentage of adults with a post-secondary credential. 7, increase the numbers of certified teachers in areas of shortage. As you mentioned, we're already working on that initiative. And 8, provide adequate and equitable school funding, another very important topic in education. So as I mentioned, we don't have time to analyze all of these goals, but let's discuss a couple of them, beginning with number 3. Can you shed some light on the important work surrounding student health, safety, and wellness?
Yeah, thank you, Mark. I've spoken to safety, which is paramount. However, health and wellness do have a direct correlation to student success as well. Students need to have access to healthy meals as well as to mental health supports. Education is more than teaching and learning. We know that students can thrive, adults can thrive. All of us can thrive when we're healthy physically and mentally.
Yes, sir. And to your point about the food, you mentioned food, and I'm a big supporter of clean eating. And I just feel like some of the foods that our children are eating, artificial colors, high fructose corn syrup, some of those things, to where if we can get those out of the diet, I think we'll see some improvements in behavior and focus and attention.
Yeah, and it even goes beyond the what's in the food. It goes beyond to those who are food insecure and don't have the food. Yeah. I mean, there's such a need to make sure that everyone is well nourished, and unfortunately, not everyone has that opportunity.
Absolutely. So we'll do some work to help in our county with there. A quick follow-up to that also, I definitely don't have to tell you that the past few years have been tough, whether working directly or indirectly with students providing service or with students in the classroom. All education professionals were working around the clock. It was tough. It was stressful. We all know that. what are some personal self-care tips that you may have implemented throughout that pandemic and that may help a future teacher or a current teacher or employee avoid fatigue or burnout?
That's a really good question, and I wish I were the right one to ask to answer that. It seems like educators are naturally driven to ensure that students receive the very best. They go above and beyond. It means working long days and weekends. My advice, and I'm really trying to follow myself when I can, is to make sure they take time away, to step away from work, to step away from devices, cell phones, laptops, iPads, and enjoy life. And it's really difficult to do. You know, one of the things I did during the towards the end of the I guess a pandemic, if we're at the end.
I don't know if we've completely turned the page, but we're getting there.
Over the last year or so, let's say that, I started turning off email at night. After 7 o'clock at night, I turn off email. When there's an emergency, everyone knows how to reach me.
Of course.
But email can wait until morning. And so I found that from a work perspective, I felt healthier not having those devices in front of me late at night. I know they can disrupt sleep as well. And so
blue light, right?
Right. I think it's even beyond the blue light. It's the thinking you do when you receive that email and you want to solve the problem that you can't solve until morning anyway.
Yeah.
And so
shut it down.
It's really important to try to find that balance.
That's great advice. We're going to switch gears to a topic that I know you are passionate about, and it's number 8 on Michigan's top 10 strategic education plans list, adequate and equitable school funding. And I've heard you speak about this in the past. By now, most know that Governor Whitmer recently signed a bipartisan education budget. State Superintendent Dr. Michael Rice referred to Governor Whitmer's education budget as a generational budget. How will this budget impact districts in Oakland County and across Michigan into the foreseeable future?
Dr. Rice is right. It is a generational budget, and we're grateful for that budget. We know it goes a long way to ensuring that we can properly educate our children. However, there's still a lot of work to be done. We need to be able to sustain it, bottom line. If we don't sustain that, we continue to cut programs that are good for children. We also need to look at the School Finance Research Collaborative. I know you've heard me talk about that before, Mark, but the way we fund schools is still not right. We're funding schools based on the number of students and not based on their needs, and that has to stop. I encourage everyone who's listening to go to the SFRC website, School Finance Research Collaborative, which is www.fundmyschools.org. Now that's FUNDMI schools.org, and I strongly suggest everyone take a look at that. It's how we should be funding our schools in Michigan.
And you mentioned programs being cut, and it's those enrichment programs, unfortunately, that do get cut. Your music, your PE, your art, those courses, your sons are going in there. So the last thing we want to see, and we know how important those programs are to a child's complete education, and so the last thing we want to see is that. So definitely go and look at that research collaborative and reach out to your legislators and speak up if you feel like that's something that you can do. Speaking of school funding, locally, we have 7 Oakland County school districts that will have a millage or a bond proposal on the upcoming November 8th ballot. Why is community support of these initiatives so vital?
So it goes beyond property values. Obviously, when schools are well funded, property values continue to increase, but it's so much more than that. Schools are a reflection of their communities, and communities that support schools demonstrate a desire to help our most precious resource, our children. And so anyone who has questions about those, I encourage them to reach out to their local districts to ask about the ballot initiatives and to understand how that will help their children. And if they don't have children in school, how it will help other people's children.
Absolutely. Because a lot of times our retirees feel like they may be disconnected, or our older populations feel like their vote doesn't really matter, it doesn't count, but it is. It's important because it affects every child, to your point.
It does. It affects every student every day. I can tell you that in my previous district, we had huge support from those who had already retired. They asked the right questions, they were involved, and they cared about the next generation enough to vote yes on ballot proposals.
So important. Let's focus our attention on the work being performed here at Oakland Schools under the guidance of our superintendent, Dr. Wanda Cook Robinson. She is a proven leader in education. She was named the 2013 Michigan State Superintendent of the Year by the Michigan Association of School Administrators, and she is known for being a dedicated community member across here in Oakland County. You've known and have worked with her for a very long time. What does the community need to know as we strive to support the 175,000 students across our county?
Yeah, Thank you. First of all, and really, I can't stress this enough, Dr. Cook Robinson is an exceptional leader, and I relish the opportunity I've been given to work with her. I'm really enjoying it, and I know we'll do great things together. Oakland Schools is a service agency, and we take that seriously. We support districts in a myriad of ways, and I encourage everyone to look at our website, oakland.k12.mi.us, to see all of the services we provide. At the core of our mission is helping students. That is our focus. And I think people would be surprised by everything that local districts receive from Oakland Schools and how that benefits our community and our students.
And I will say this, we are in a current redesign of our website, so if you go to our website later this month, you're going to see a fresh new look. It'll be easier to navigate for our constituent districts and for our employees here at OS. We're very excited about that here in the communications
I just learned that today. Look at that.
There we go.
Thank
a
you.
Nugget of knowledge before you go.
Looking forward to it.
Before we do wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners as our schools head into a new school year?
Well, today was the first day of school, and I realize I don't know when this will come out, but our first day of school for a lot of districts was today, and it's so exciting to see students coming back. And I know the feeling of the parents of kindergarten students crying as students are coming in, and parents of high school students jumping for joy sometimes as their students return to school. Perhaps even you felt that a little bit today, Mark.
A little tear today as my third grader returned to Wixom Elementary.
But it's an exciting time of year, and we know the educators in this county take good care of the 175,000 students with whom we're entrusted. It's really an honor talking to you. I really enjoyed it, and certainly I'm happy to talk to you another time as well.
Likewise, and I know that we will. I know we'll do this again down the road and to continue to update. And as education changes, we're going to want to stay up to date with that. So you and I have talked about this through the years on a lighter note, or maybe not so lighter note, depending on how the outcomes have been. But on October 29th, that Saturday in Ann Arbor, two great universities will battle on that football field as your beloved Spartans will enter the Big House in Ann Arbor, where they have beaten my beloved Wolverines 3 of the last 4 years. So you can go ahead.
Well,
I
was just
know
going
you
to
got
say,
a little jab
it's
there.
more than 3 of the last 4 years. I don't even know what, 7, 8 of the last 10 or 11.
It might be something. I mean, left that out.
I know to you it's probably a big game, but to those of us who are
no
Spartans,
longer.
It's another game on the schedule.
We're going to get that turned around.
In all seriousness, it's a good rivalry. It's a healthy rivalry. I don't
is.
take it that seriously, but I do look forward to a Spartan victory.
Yes, sir. And we are. We're very grateful to have so many great universities in our state of Michigan, not just Michigan and Michigan State, but Grand Valley, Western, Central, all of those. And again, we look forward to partnering with those universities to, again, more teacher programs, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what this is all about.
You
it's
bet.
about
Don't forget more
education.
locally, Oakland University,
That's
Wayne
right.
State University.
Thank
we
you,
have
sir.
a number of great universities throughout the state.
Yep. So I would like to thank Mr. Kenneth Gutman, Deputy Superintendent for Oakland Schools, for being our guest today, sir. Thank you so much. If you have a show idea, question, or comment, or if you want to get recognized as our Listener of the Month, we would love to hear from you. Drop us a line at educationallyspeaking@oakland.k12.mi.us. That's educationallyspeaking@oakland.k12.mi.us. You can find all episodes of Educationally Speaking on our Oakland Schools website at oakland.k12.mi.us and Anchor FM. We hope that you will continue to tune in as we discuss topics that affect every student every day. This podcast was brought to you by Oakland Schools Intermediate School District's Communication Services and is produced by Media Production and Distance Learning Manager, Mr. Mark Hansen, who is producing his final episode of Educationally Speaking.
Right, congratulations,
and I would
Mark.
like to thank you and congratulate you, sir. Thank you so much. 32 years of dedicated service to Oakland Schools and the students and experts that we serve. It's been great. It's been a pleasure. I know it's been short, but you, my friend, are a professional and expert, and you will be missed. Enjoy your retirement later this month. We wish you the best, sir.